Hi guys, thanks for joining Renew with Jew. What is today? I should know today, right? It is Tuesday. It's actually a very beautiful day outside. I don't know if you guys can hear like just the nature sounds or not, but I wanted to share something about things you may experience when you share your testimony or you just express the way you feel, because I know a lot of us, I can't speak for anyone, but I can speak for me. It's almost like I was taught that emotions were wrong. Like I wasn't taught how to express them, you know. I was not emotionally intelligent at all. Some of you guys might be like, wait, what? That makes no sense. Like, you're a counselor. Yeah, well, I had to learn along the way, okay? But growing up, you know, I just get over it, you know. It was just like, okay, just get over it, you know. Getting over it is that strength. But then you avoid the hard emotions when you really have to deal with the root of things. And that's where the real strength is when you actually dig deep to find out and to understand, why am I this way? Why do I say the things that I do? Why do I always do X, Y, Z? You know, yada, yada, yada. That's where the real strength is. You know, I've learned something that was like mine. It was a lot. It was deep, but I'm just so grateful because it truly helped me, and it's helping me heal, and it really showed me why I've always dealt with feeling rejected, not feeling loved, not feeling like I was, you know, feeling like I was always the black sheep, feeling like I always needed to like tell people or show them how much I care by doing, spreading myself so thin. I wasn't caring for myself. And recently I've noticed people kind of like speak indirectly, you know, when they say, oh, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, this is what's going on. This is how, you know, I'm just working on myself. And, you know, some people are direct, some people are a little indirect, but it started to bother me. So some of the things was, you know, I'm weak because I'm letting things get to me, which wasn't necessarily true. It's just that when I heard what I heard, it was the first day I was going through it. It was a lot. Like, I had to process through that, and it takes some time to process through that. And, you know, I need to grow up. That bothered me a lot. But then I'm like, why? I actually am growing up. That's the whole purpose of Renew with Jew. Like, I'm growing, you know, and we never stop growing. We're always going to grow higher and higher and higher, especially with our Heavenly Father, in our Heavenly Father. So I'm like, that's okay. Yes, I'm going to grow up. Thank you. You know, there are people that go through real things. What is a real thing? What is a real thing? Because a lot of people don't realize a lot of the stuff that we think is something so small. Like, for example, I use this example a lot because it's very real, especially in the black community. Stop crying, you know, shut up and stop crying before I give you something to cry about. So if somebody's hurt, or if somebody got a spanking or something, they're hurt, like literally, physically, like it hurts, it's painful. Plus, they're probably dealing with feeling guilt, shame, or whatever else emotions. And then you tell a person to basically shut up and get over it. Imagine if somebody did that to you as an adult, you know. And I'm like, yeah. So, those things affect us, you know. Not blaming our parents or aunties, uncles, whatever, you know. But they were just doing what they were taught, you know. because some things in life, it is like you just gotta suck it up and get over it. But you can still process through those things to really understand how is it changing you, how has it changed you, and that's okay. And during that process, it's gonna hurt. So if you're sad, it's okay to be sad. If you're angry, it's okay to be angry, or whatever else, frustrated, annoyed, agitated, whatever that emotion may be. But it's how we deal with it, That's the important part. Are we allowing it to take over our life? But it's okay to feel that, and I would always express that to other people, but it was always hard for me to express myself. And I noticed the more I tried to express myself, the more I kept feeling like I was getting shut down by others because they weren't used to that and didn't know how to handle that. But I'm like, you know what? It's actually not my problem. I'm actually taking that on. And that's not my job. It's not my job to take on their emotions. Because they don't know how to process what I'm saying. Because sometimes they may actually be going through the same thing and it's almost like a trigger for them. But again, it's something they got to go through. But I did want to read Ecclesiastes 3:1-22, because I'm like, first of all, Yahuwah has emotions and he created me. I'm created in his image, right? So why did he give us emotions? Last time I checked, Jesus said shed tears. Was he weak? Like, he went through, like, I'll just leave it at that. I'll let your mind process that. But yeah, so everything has a season. And when I say everything has a season, it's because when you are healing, like, you're gonna go through a wave. You may have your ups, you may have your downs, you may have your mellows, but it's gonna set you free. Like, it's truly gonna set you free. And I want freedom. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to be free. But so yeah, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, a time to build up, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get, and a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. So that was actually Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. It wasn't the whole chapter, but if you want to read the whole chapter, that's on you. That's your option, whatever. But I just wanted to just encourage you guys, and this is actually encouraging me to normalize that I'm not weak. I'm actually very strong. And I'll tell you, the courage that it took to move to a different state. I don't know about other people. Some people, they travel. They'll go here, they go there. I'm not that person. I'm so used to being comfortable. So breaking out my comfort zone is like huge. Like huge. It's so huge. And that's where I find my strength in. I find my strength in breaking myself down to figure out what was holding me back from moving forward. Does it feel good? Heck no. Heck no. Man, the tears, the hurt, there was a lot of emotions, but I tell you, there was also a lot of joy too. Like, a lot of joy. And a lot of that joy is realizing how this weight is just being lifted off my shoulder. Things are just being taken off, and I'm feeling lighter and lighter. And for once in my life, I feel like that I'm learning to be my authentic self. And it literally just started with me reflecting on, why can't I get past this fitness thing of going past 200 pounds? Because I'll get comfortable. And I'm not trying to like change the subject, but literally that question that I asked myself opened this huge door, like a huge door. And that's why, like, you know, Renew with Drew means so much to me, because I would have never thought it actually would have been so healing. And I pray that you guys find healing as well, you know, just by hearing my testimony. And I love you guys, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. See you soon.